Hey guys, so what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today is dress 4 in our little 12 dresses of 2021 series. So all three of the last pieces, really even 4, the one that I did originally, have all been like some sort of sheer lace situation. I really wanted to get away from that. I wanted to get away from sheer lace. The dress that I want to start working on is something that came up. I actually saw it on Instagram. I saw it in somebody's photo. Like, I follow a lot of photographers and I saw it in somebody's photo. I cannot remember who this is. I kind of saw it and I was like, that is a cool dress. And then it like instantly went away. You know how like Instagram decides to refresh itself? So it instantly went away and I cannot for the life of me figure out whose photo that was. Like I said, I follow a lot of photographers, so trying to like narrow this one down. But anyway, I kind of took the description of this dress and started searching through Pinterest, and what this was, it was a very like light and flowy dress with still a deep V in the front. It kind of looked very like kimono-y, but it had like all these like braided pieces on it, so the braids were in the same color as this dress. So with some Pinterest searching, I just kind of pulled up like braided boho maxi dresses, and I got a whole bunch of inspiration for this dress. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the fabric that I've ordered. It's kind of like a rusty pink color. I actually thought it would be a little more orange when I ordered it, but it's not. It's a really nice gauze, so it is kind of sheer. I don't know. Okay, see, so that you can see like it's like semi-sheer. It's a sheer lightweight fabric, but like against your skin, like you're not really gonna see much. I have 7 yards of fabric here to work with. I got 1 extra yard just because I don't know how much fabric I'm gonna need for like braids and things. I will see you when I have an update. Hey guys, so today is day 1 of sewing this braided gauze, I don't know what to call the dress. Anyway, so I kind of have a plan. I don't know how to explain my plan, but I guess I can show you as I go. I kind of am going for like a boho kimono vibe, I guess. It'll just be kind of fabric draped with lots of braided fabric to kind of tie it where you need it. There'll be kind of like a ruched sleeve. That's really all I have. I have no idea. I don't know if I'm going to cut the fabric or like leave the length, or if I'm gonna sew piece. I don't really know what I'm gonna. I have like a whole lot of discombobbled, and I have it in my head, if that makes sense. Like, even tried to draw it out and I really couldn't even figure out how to draw it out to show you. But yeah, that's where we're at. I need to run to the store and get some thread. I have no thread to match this at all, and I think how I'll be sewing it, honestly most of the sewing will be sewing the braided pieces onto the dress, and that's gonna kind of what's holding it together. I need to make sure the thread matches really well, and I don't, you know what, honestly I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to use the sewing machine at all, other than like I do want to do kind of some ruching on the sleeve. But other than that, like I think I might have to like hand stitch the braids onto the dress, because I don't know if you push a needle, you know, if you push a needle through the braids, it'll like, you'll see it on the front and it won't just look like a braid that's on there. So lots of unanswered questions, even though I am going to start today. As soon as my kiddo is done with school, I'm going to the store and I'm getting thread, and we're starting this today. Maybe it'll be super fast, because in my head there's not a lot of sewing, so maybe it'll be super fast. Maybe this would be like a 1 day and done dress. That would be kind of awesome, but I think it's gonna take longer just because I have to figure it out as I go. Are you excited? I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay, I will update you when I get back from the store and I figure out what I'm doing. I will show you. Okay, bye. All right, I went ahead and measured from my shoulder to the floor and then added a few inches because I'm kind of short. And I got a measurement of 64 inches from shoulder to floor. So I measured once and folded it all in half before cutting it out. Then I double checked it was still 64 inches. it wasn't, so I did have to adjust it a few times before I cut. Next, I had to cut the two very long pieces in half to make the left and right side of the dress. I did this very carefully and was sure to keep checking and making sure everything was lined up along the way. Okay, so I have those two pieces cut. This is from here, it's one long piece that comes around for each side, and I've kind of like laid it on the ground how I'm thinking, like how I'm thinking it's going to go. So I am going to do some kind of ruche on the top, and I'll show you how I do that when I decide to do it. And then the waist will be cinched in with like the braids, I guess. Again, I still don't know. I am thinking, so obviously it looks like pants. It's not pants. But there is going to be this one like slit down here in the front. So I am thinking about that. I'm thinking about how, like, if that's going to look okay, if it's even going to matter, if I should sew it up. I don't know. We'll see. But this is where I'm at. Now I have a bunch of this fabric left over. I need to figure out, like, what I need as far as braids and like how to do that. So that is where I'm at. I did say that it was a possibility for me to do this all in one day, but it is already almost like 6:30 because I got carried away doing laundry and cooking dinner and running errands. I think I could have gotten it all done in one day, but it's not gonna happen. So I will probably go pretty hard on this tomorrow and see if I can get it finished. I'll keep you posted and I will let you know. Alright, good morning. I have coffee and I am cutting some straps to make all the little braids. The first one that I did, I just laid it out and I cut like a strip. I'm deciding they're about 3 inches because I wanted to be kind of bulky when I braid the 3 together. But I know I just was going down the line and cutting these. So what I did instead, I wrapped it all up. So now I only have to cut like a foot and a half maybe. And I'm cutting them, like I said, about 3 inches. So I ended up on the struggle bus, like deep in the back of the struggle bus, trying to braid these pieces. These pieces are like 6 feet long, like each one of these pieces here. And so this is what I had to end up doing. I had to kind of tie them up because they were getting tangled like at the end while I was braiding. So, and I was trying to make it like nice and tight. Oh my god, that looks so cool. But yeah, so I ended up putting it up here so that the strings can hang down. And that way, like, I can kind of like wiggle them free of each other on the end. But yeah, that's the only way that I found out to do this, because I tried like 3 different ways before this and it was not working. Sorry about the lighting, it was a little weird, but I had to use the mirror downstairs and we live in a cave. So I didn't show myself sewing it, but what I did, I sewed about a foot down the middle on each side. So see, it's kind of attached right there in the middle, and then I attached in the back the same way. So there's a V in the front and a V in the back. Okay, so just to give you an idea of where my head is at, I wrapped some of the braided ropes around. I put one down the middle on the neckline. I wrapped a few around my waist, and this is just, nothing's attached. It's just to give you an idea of where we're headed. Okay, this is a mess right now, but I want to show you kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, so I definitely want braiding going down the neckline and then into the back also. I do want, I took it off to measure it, but I do also want braiding coming down each sleeve and then kind of just hanging off at the end. I also want, I think I'm gonna get it to be where I can have 3 ties at the waist, but it'll look like that in the front, and then these strings will just be kind of like hanging there. They'll be like that so that you can kind of tie them however you want. Yeah, that's where we're at. I think the only way for me to do this is to hand sew everything on, so that's gonna be a while. Definitely not a one-day dress. Okay, it's been like all day, and I've been gluing all along here, and I almost have one side of the neckline done. Look at me go. It's because I'm clamping between them and leaving them probably for like an hour, and then I'm moving along. But look, I even left a spot at the top of the shoulder. I'll show you what that's going to be for. But yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, day 852. I decided, so I couldn't figure out across the top of the shoulder, I couldn't figure out like how to connect it because I want it to kind of ruche. What I have done, let me show you. This is the top. Remember we marked it, which I'm still glad I marked it because now I can see the top of my sleeve. I went and I cut slits. So there's like these little slits like this, and I've woven this in and out. And you like can't hardly see it. But what this is going to do, this is going to be able to let me either ruche the sleeves on someone. See, so it'll end up being like this. Or like if they want longer sleeves, I can just like let it all out. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so you're gonna think I'm super weird, but the fabric wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, because this kind of fabric gets kind of like bunchy and crinkly when you wash it. So I think whoever, like the vendor that I bought this fabric from, had like pressed it, because look, it's starting to do it. I don't even know if you can see in here, but I want the fabric to be like scrunchy looking and not super like ironed. So I put it in my kid's shower and I hosed it down. And now I'm gonna let it dry. I am done with it. I got these sleeves added. It's beautiful. I have a friend coming over later to put it on and show you what it looks like. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you that I had to like give the dress a shower. Okay, so we're out here drying, and I don't know if you can see, you can tell now, it's kind of like crinkling up. Sorry, there's a fan going out here to kind of dry it faster. So I'm sorry if the sound is weird. But yeah, see how it's like crinkling up? That's the only word I can think to describe this, is a crinkle. But yeah, that's what I wanted. I didn't want it to be like super like ironed and like pressed looking. So this is working out nicely.